Aloha! Lisa here with Upside Down Pilates and Nourishment, where I help women eliminate joint pain and bring their body to a whole new level of health and strength and control and live a life that they love. So as promised, today we are going to make the natural flu shot. Don't get too excited, kids. Yes, so first I want to read to you a little bit about what this is. So this is something from Dr. Becky's book that I talked about last week. So this is Dr. Becky's book, Got Stage by Stage with Recipes by Becky. Go grab it. It is everything you need to know about home self-care and more. So I'm going to read to you, it's on page 138, and it says, The Natural Flu Shot. I'm going to read about halfway through. It says, it's not uncommon for people to have a fear that a virus is lurking, seeking to devour them. They're coming to get you, kids. All right, meanwhile, Bioresources Technology reported a study determining the stability of probiotic cabbage juice, including the presence of Lactobacillus plantarum C3, Lactobacillus casei A4, and Lactobacillus delbrueckii, possibly D7. They concluded fermented cabbage juice could serve as a healthy beverage for vegetarians and lactose-allergic consumers. It shows to shut down a virus by drowning out pathogens. Biotechnology Research International says lactobacillus is proposed as potential probiotics due to its potential therapeutic and prophylactic attributes. L. paracasei, L. rhamnus, and L. casei belong to the group of lactobacillus, which are commonly found in food and feed, as well as common inhabitants of animal, human, and intestinal tract. When a person is sick, coming down with the flu or cold, replacing these missing probiotic strains is what is believed to prevent the pathogenic viral overload, which leads to cold-like flu symptoms. This highly effective method of preventing the flu has not been studied. Actually, it has been a little bit now. However, individuals are doing it across the world with enormous effectiveness. People are finding that when they take maximum tolerated levels of kraut juice daily, the illness comes to a screeching halt. They don't get sick. Each person's maximum tolerated level is specific to them. The amount just before they see die-off. And remember, die-off is when your bugs die and then you start to feel sick from that. All right. Where was I? Others are reporting that if they begin to feel sick, even to the point of skin-crawling, diarrhea, and vomiting, taking kraut juice to the maximum levels makes the feeling go away. It is important to note that if a person takes a quarter cup of kraut juice on a regular day, if illness appears, they will have to take more than the normal quarter cup, often closer to a full pint. The quantity is determined by die-off signs. Research in microbiology says probiotics are defined as living organisms which, when administered in adequate amounts, confer health benefits on the host. We are the hosts. The Journal of Nutrition and Metabolism says there is a growing scientific evidence to support the concept that the maintenance of a healthy gut microbiota may provide protection against gastrointestinal disorders, which probiotic bacterial cultures may stimulate the growth of preferred organisms, crowd out potentially harmful bacteria, and reinforce the body's natural defense mechanisms. So now we know, since when this book was published, that there are several research articles that came out about COVID-19 showing that people who are ending up in the hospital and really sick actually have a compromised microbiome. So they have a leaky gut and a gut dysbiosis. And there's more and more information coming out on that daily. So whatever cold and flu you don't want to have that you yet, I'm going to teach you how to make a flu shot, or a natural flu shot that you can do. And like Dr. Becky says, you can take that regularly, which I do just to keep you healthy. But if you do start to get sick, you can up your amount, and then hopefully that will kill off some of the pathogens and get it out of your system before you even feel symptoms, or just faster. So she's talking about kraut juice. So that's sauerkraut. There's different ways that you can do this. One of the easiest ways to do it is just make sauerkraut and drink the brine. So if you download my Joint Pain Eliminator Starter Kit, the recipe for sauerkraut and how to make it is actually in there. So I'm going to make it a little bit different today. Today I'm going to make it more like a vegetable medley version of it that we did a couple weeks ago, similar to the garlic tonic. All right. So the first thing, you need a quart jar, and you're going to chop up however you like to chop up about a cup of cabbage. So this is a little over a cup. We're going to pop it in there. This is so easy, you guys. It's ridiculous. So I chopped everything up before I joined you today. So you're going to put it in your quart jar. So this might be a little much, but you can go with however you want. Then I add some ginger and turmeric. So I just coined them up and chopped it. Ginger and turmeric are A, delicious, but B, they're anti-inflammatory, and helping to keep the inflammation out of your body is very important, especially if you have joint pain. And then, like we learned about last week, I'm going to do some garlic cloves. All right. So you've got that in there. And then we're going to do a tablespoon of Celtic sea salt. Very easy. And then you fill it up with water until you have about 2 inches of headspace. Remember, we want good quality purified water. I like Purifex, and then I also like Berkey. So those two are really great. And I'm just filling it up with the water here. Very simple. Then you can take part of one of your cabbage leaves and just take part of it off. And you're going to fold it to make a little cap. And the purpose of this cap is to keep everything under the water. So press it down and keep everything under the water. The little cloves like to pop up, so this is really helpful. Very simple. And then you're going to put your lid on. Uh-oh, and I forgot to grab my lid. Let's see if I can find one really quick up here. Yep, I sure can. There we go. And just take your lid, your canning lid, pop it on there, and seal it up. Ta-da! And then all you have to do is wait for 2 weeks, and then you'll have your natural flu shot. So simple. So what you do is you start with a teaspoon, like we talked about last week, and you're going to build up to 4 ounces of the kraut juice and 4 ounces of water combined, and then drink that about twice a day is what I recommend. They're really good to have about 10 minutes before you eat, because it's going to help to elevate your gastric juices or the acid in your stomach so that you digest your food better. And that really helps to get rid of GERD. So that's one of the ways, especially if you have a sluggish gallbladder or a sluggish liver, that's going to help to get your digestion going before you eat a little bit at the top of your eating. So there you go. There you have it. The other thing to remember about cabbage is it's fermented cabbage has a high amount of vitamin C, and it's very bioavailable, and it's partially broke down, so it's easier to digest. So as we all know, it's not brain surgery. Vitamin C helps to boost your immune system and ward off the cold and flu. The other thing that the cabbage juice has is vitamin U. And vitamin U actually helps to heal stomach ulcers and stomach indigestion. So these are other benefits that you're going to get from it in doing it. So I recommend doing it regularly. And then if you do get sick, bump up the amount and see if that helps take care of it. All right? That's it. If you have questions, comments, concerns, leave them in the comments below and I will answer them next week. And don't forget to download the Joint Pain Eliminator Starter Kit, book a call, or look at my Joint Pain Eliminator program in the description below. There are links to all of that. If you download the Joint Pain Eliminator Starter Kit, you'll be put on my email newsletter. And what I'm doing right now is going through and giving home care tricks to take care of yourself at home during cold and flu season. So this past week, we talked about the extreme importance of vitamin D, what it does for you, how you can get it, how you can test for it. And so each week I'm going to give a little bit more information about home care for the cold and flu this year. All right? Thank you so much for joining me. You're amazing. And I will see you next week, Tuesday for our new workout. And then Thursday, we'll have another live. Aloha!